Have you ever signed a bad contract? Yes, I have. Now, it probably wasn't the absolute worst contract. It wasn't like I lost, probably, I won't say I lost money, but I probably held back from the potential to make more money. I did an exclusive publishing deal back in 2011. There was pros and cons to this deal. So I seen it, and, you know, I seen that they had some, you know, a few placements or whatever in TV, and that was a space that I was kind of trying to break into. So I was like, oh, I think this will be a great match. They were a newer company, a newer publishing company. So I did a deal. Now, this deal, it was exclusive, not in how, like I explained to you all, exclusive deals as far as working with music libraries. It was like exclusive publishing deal, meaning every time I sit in front of this computer and knock out music, all of that music must be attached to that publisher, no matter what. So if I wanted to submit it for TV and film placement, it had to go through them. Or if it was a situation where, I don't know, a music supervisor reached out to me directly and, you know, they wanted to use something, that publisher was going to be attached to it, no matter what, whether they did the work or not. So that was the mistake I made, because I think it was only 3 years. Yeah, it was like 3 years, but 3 years was a long time, because during these 3 years, I started doing more research, which I should have did first. But I started doing research and finding out that you can do deals with music libraries and licensing companies and not be tied down to just one, right? So, like, even though this one track I make is exclusively tied to, say, BMG production music, right? Well, I can still make track number 2 and send that to Flavor Lab, Producer's Toolbox, and do a deal with them for that one song. And then I can still create a bunch of other songs and do other deals with other publishing companies. That's the freedom you have when you work in sync licensing versus being tied down to one publisher. So that was like the bad deal that I did, because it kept me tied up for 3 years. However, it did get me my first ever TV placement on Fox Sports in the NFL Network. So, you know, it lit a fire under me, because that one placement, you know, I made like over $600 in royalties passively just from that one, you know, that one instrumental being used for, you know, I don't know, however, 20 seconds. I don't even know if it was that long. But that was when I was just like, okay, like, once I get out of this deal, like, I'm about to go hard and try and get different deals with different companies and then see how that works. And that's when the road to 10 placements actually started, after that deal ended. So, yeah, so that was like, you know, that was that deal, man. And then I had some major artist stuff that I had placed, and, you know, they were trying to collect for me. And I told them no, because they didn't do the work, man. It was a relationship that I built, and they wanted to collect my producer's advance before I touched hands on it. And I was just like, nah, bro. Yeah, so then after that, I pretty much just laid low. I didn't create, like, I was creating music, but I wasn't sending music to them. And then, you know, I was just talking to my attorney. He was just like, yeah, I would just write it out versus trying to get out of it early. He's like, it's just not worth it. So that's what I did, man. I just laid low for a little bit. As soon as that joint was up, your boy went crazy. And I was like, yo, I'm going to try and get 10 TV placements in a year. And that's what I did, man. I started reaching out to companies, started documenting my process, started creating, submitting, and forgetting, and I haven't looked back since. So, yeah, man, that's it, man. I appreciate the super chat. Appreciate the members. Shout out to the new members in the building. Appreciate y'all.